Peace world. It's your boy OG10, and you're tuned in to My Detroit Hustle TV, home of the world's hottest underground, independent, and unsigned hip hop. Today we got a very special guest returning to the platform, straight out of Buffalo, New York, the one and only Pretty Bulli. Now, if you've been following the movement, you already know Pretty Bulli's been putting in major work since the last time we connected. She just dropped a brand new classic called Set It Off, fully produced by P.A. Dre and inspired by the legendary 90s film of the same title. She's got a powerful new video for Black Queens, a new single with Castle Money, and she just lit up the stage on the Sway in the Morning West Coast Showcase. It's her second time rocking with Sway, and she's even blessed other Shade 4 or 5 shows as well. We're going to get all of that, the project, the performances, the growth, and whatever's next for Pretty Bulli. So let me bring her in right now. Good
I'm here this
afternoon.
time. How you doing? I'm here this time.
I'm all right. I'm all right. We must be about to do some great because it's seems like
You
obstacles in
know
the
how that is. Uh-huh.
right. Well, anyway, welcome back to My Detroit Hustle TV. It's great to have
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I had to come back. You family at this point.
you. Right,
Absolutely.
right. Since our last interview, a lot has happened for you. How have things been since we last connected?
Busy. Very busy. Which is not a bad thing, because around this time last year, I could be honest, I was looking for things to do,
Right,
like to keep myself occupied and to stay in motion. Now, that's not a thing. I'm looking for a little second to breathe.
right.
But it's a good thing though. It's a good thing.
So,
Busy is blessed, right?
yeah, always
Hmm.
busy, booked and busy. The last time we spoke, you were already making noise. But how do you feel your journey has evolved since then?
To Just to be honest, I still feel the same. Me personally, I still feel the same. Like I can hear when my sister talks to me about the things that I've done and the places that I've went, then it's like, okay, well, maybe I have done a little bit. But to me, it's never enough. You know
Right,
what I mean? I still feel the same. I'm still grinding to reach a certain point that I don't even know what it is yet, if that makes sense.
right.
I'm still hustling. So I still felt like I felt last year as an individual, at least. I could
Okay,
see the ground covered, but I still feel the same.
right. Okay, so let's jump right into the new project. Set it off.
Okay.
The title and inspiration comes from the classic 90s film.
Hmm.
What made you want to build an album around that concept?
Storytelling. I don't feel like enough women in the industry, and not to say that we don't, because we do, but I don't feel like enough women are highlighted by their storytelling. So we have to do more. Let's just be honest. If we're doing the same thing that a male is doing, we got to do it 10 times more to even get recognition from it. So I felt like it was time, like don't just do a track here or a track there. Let's make a whole project out of it. Shake something real quick,
Right.
you know?
Like I gotta say, it was I was very impressed. I felt
Thank
like
you.
I felt like I was listening to a female Scarface. The way you were
Oh,
stories.
that is a compliment. I love him.
Right,
Ooh, thanks. I appreciate that. I put my heart into this. Like it took some time to create this. This is a couple years in the making. Not that it took a couple years to write it,
right,
but sometimes things don't come out when you write it. Like it was sitting for a while,
right.
but timing is everything. PA Dre, he literally hit me up and he was like, the cover is done. I'm like, okay, well, when you thinking about dropping it? He like next week. I said, oh, all right, we ready. And then here it came. I guess it's set long enough though. And I
Right,
felt like now is and I'm sure he did too. It's a good time for it, you know. So I was happy he pushed me. Sometimes we need a little push.
Right. The film Set It Off is about friendship and struggle and resilience.
Mhm.
Which of those themes do you feel best connects you to you in your own life and
All of them, all of them. But if I had to pick one, meaning like one character, I would have to say TT the most because I'm a single mom. You
okay.
know, like I felt the when she lost her baby. Granted, I never lost any of my children, but I know what it feels like to be a single mother, to do anything you can to put food on the table. You know what I mean? Like I felt that coming from her. Not making enough. You needing a babysitter. You can't afford to pay for it, but how you gonna go to work? Like I felt that. I've been there. You know what I mean? Like we've all been through the struggles. But if I had to pick one character that I related to the most, it would be her.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you linked up with PA Dre for this project. How did that creative partnership come together? And what do you think he brought out of you as an artist?
Ah man. Um shout out to PA Dre for one. He is a GOAT in this game. Um the connection came about through L Biz. So shout out to him. He actually had an abundance of beats from a lot of different producers for a I believe he was doing an I Stay Busy compilation. I'm not really sure what it was for, but he had a lot of beats and he allowed me to pick through some. So I actually handpicked the beats for Set It Off and pitched the idea to PA Dre.
Right.
You know, so I knew I wanted it to be emotionally heartfelt, but I'm still rugged. You know what I mean? So I needed that beat to be a little hard.
Right.
So if I was gonna be vulnerable, it's gonna have to be over something tough. You know, so I picked all his beats are just like stink face. You know, it's just like So when I pitched the idea to him, it was only I believe it was the intro, um, the track for Frankie. It was only two of them, I believe, just to pitch the idea to him. And then when I found out he was with it, then he started pitching me back ideas and maybe you should do this. And you know what I mean? It was a pleasure working with him. It really was.
So what would you say is the biggest challenge in creating Set It Off, and what was the most rewarding part of making it?
The biggest challenge, well, I love the scripted writing, so that wasn't challenging for me. The biggest challenge for me was the singing portions of it. I'm not comfortable with singing yet. I'll do it, but it's just not a level of comfortability there, you know?
Right.
So he did push me to do that. It was his idea to come up with that portion of the song. I just wrote the lyrics to it, but he guided me as to where to go, you know? So that was the challenging part for me. The Cleo track. But I like the way it turned out. But he definitely pushed me out my comfort zone, which is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, I gotta say, as somebody that has been through everything as far as growth, being an artist,
Hmm.
this guy PA Dre and y'all put it together.
I
I know
appreciate that.
I know a lot of artists where I can hear the talent, and I'm like, they gonna get it. You got it now. As far as a
Mhm.
whole body of work with subject matter and all of that, this is this is it. That's
Thank
why
you.
that's why I say, when I wrote about it, I said this is a classic. This reminds me of the day when you could get signed to a record label and get a good
Mhm.
budget and have an A&R and pick the best producers and all of that. With all these singles and stuff today, it's not like that. You might hear somebody and they
Yeah.
they got a little something going on this one, and they missed on this one, and they hit on this one, and then they missed on the next two. This whole thing, this
Yeah.
whole thing is fire.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I put some time into this, baby. I was nervous to release it. I think I overthought it a lot. You know, it's so vulnerable. Like, even though it was based on the movie, a lot of that was me. I had to be able to connect to them to be able to write it, you know? So it was a part of me that I hadn't released yet. So it was a little nerve wracking. Like, I wasn't standing on that project like I should have, because I wasn't ready to be vulnerable to everybody, you know? So this is why I thank PA Dre so much for pushing me the way that he did last minute. I didn't even have time to think about it. He like, okay, we releasing it. It gotta go out. You know, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I gotta get ready. You know, I needed that because it probably would have still been sitting, waiting on me.
And this is how I know it's fire, because I have a history of everybody like one song, I always like something else on the album. So my is
Mm,
they don't know what I go through. That's my joint. That's
I
my
appreciate
joint. That's my
man,
joint.
that's facts though, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And my man's production was so fire, the drums were so crisp and all of that. I was like, oh man, he killed this one.
He did. He did. I am looking forward to doing futuristic projects with him.
Okay.
Absolutely. Like it, you just sometimes you get producers or even videographers, whatever have you, they just speak to a different part of you, you
Right.
know? And yeah, this one hit different.
That
It
that
did. I appreciate him.
that's what I mean. Like I know so many artists, I can hear the talent and all of that, but I'm like, you need to meet your Dr. Dre. You
Mm,
need to meet the right person that brings out of you your potential.
yes. Agreed. Agreed. You don't even know who the peanut butter to your jelly is until you put
Right.
yourself out there.
Right. 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 So along the lines of that uh particular project, I see you just dropped a video for Black Queens. That's a powerful and uplifting song. What message were you hoping to deliver with that record?
Well, it originally started as a summary of the project.
Uh-huh.
You know, I just wanted to summarize because this was the very last track that I did. So I wanted to incorporate poetry because that is what I come from, but I haven't been doing it. You know what I mean? So I wanted to incorporate that into the project. But when I started to dive into it, it digressed from the movie. You know, it was more just speaking of what we carry as Black women when it comes to pain, doubt, you know what I mean? Just everything that we carry that we don't speak about.
Right.
You know, so having when I was ready to shoot the video, I actually had a dream about it first. And shout out to Black Belt Jones, my videographer. I told him that I wanted it to look as though I was carrying baggage. You know, so I actually ordered the bag. Shout out to my mom and my sister who wrote on the bags for me all the different words that I was thinking of, you know. So this was the first time I took a video, well, not the first, because it's been a while, but as of recently, this is the first time I took a video from this project, and it was my own vision. You
Right.
know, I'm not just standing in front of the camera with rapper arms. You know,
Right.
it was like what I actually felt I wanted to portray an image in this video, you know. So I'm happy to be out of my comfort zone with that as well. I could feel myself getting comfortable because I hate the camera. Believe it or not, I hate it. But it didn't feel like work.
Uh-huh.
That's how I knew I was doing something. You know what I
Right.
mean? It
Right.
felt natural. I had a message that I wanted to give, and I knew it needed to be visually because they heard the words already. So this
Right.
visual had to match up to that. So I feel like I'm in a different space when it comes to explaining how I feel about my work instead of just listening to it. So I'm very excited about that too.
Right. And along the same lines, you need the Dr. Dre. You also need your Hype Williams.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
the good thing
Absolutely.
about technology today is everybody can shoot a video, but
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing everybody standing in their basement against the wall rapping. It's time to bring them stories to life. And when I was
Yes. Don't
listening
you miss it? I
when I was
miss that.
listening to your music, when I was listening to the album before I talked to you about it, I was
Yeah.
like, this needs to go back in the day where we told the story where you could see what we was about. This ain't standing on the front porch rapping. So I like how you did it with the
Absolutely.
bass and all of the kind of stuff that was dope.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to the rest of the visuals. The plan is to shoot a visual for every track on the song. I mean, on the project. So I'm I don't want to say getting into my acting bag, but kind of sort of because I have to portray these characters, you know? So I'm really looking forward to this.
Right. And I remember one of your lines in one of your other songs. You said, I give young MA vibes, but I like dudes. You wasn't you wasn't giving young MA vibes, young lady. You was
I
looking good in
appreciate
that. You was looking good in that dress, girl.
I'm sure I did say that.
I was like, look at
I
Bully.
appreciate that is hilarious. Yes, I definitely said that.
I said, I don't feel no young
Okay.
MA vibes on this. Not at all.
Well, thank you. That is hilarious. Yeah. All right.
So you also got a new single with Castle Money Beats. Can you
Yeah, we
tell us
dropped a
about
couple.
how that collaboration came together?
Meaning the one with Bassy featuring Bassy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Backseat and we've been familiar with one another for a while now, you know, but we just hadn't crossed paths as far as doing a feature, you
Right.
know, and everybody knows that Castle Money and I have been in cahoots since Duffel Bag Bully, you
Right.
know. So when he reached out to me, meaning Castle Money, he reached out to me with the beat already. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna see if Bad Seed can jump on it. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, because I was already familiar with him. So he
Uh,
sent it to me with Bad Seed already had his verse there. So we kind of did the track backwards. He sent me his verse and then I created the hook and did my verse afterward.
okay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him some more too. Because after we did the track, he hit me, he was like, yeah, we're gonna have to do an EP. So hey, coming soon.
Right. I actually had the opportunity to talk to Castle Money Beats a few times.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm interested. How did you guys hook up? Because when I heard of him was connected to you, so I
Uh-huh.
assumed he was from the East Coast, and he tell me I live in San Diego. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
by who you connected to and the type of beats you make, I would never thought that.
You know what? Everybody, all in every interview, I get asked about connections or how did I meet certain people, and the answer is usually Elbit. So shout out to my brother,
You
straight
know
up.
what?
Like he put a lot of things into motion for me, introduced me to a lot of people that I still have relationships with to this day. So shout out to my brother. I love him to pieces.
When you said that earlier in the interview, I was like, this is about the third time that she said his name. I said, I'm gonna have to holler
Yep.
at this guy. I'm gonna have to holler at this guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, now let's get to the good stuff.
To the meat. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We had to reschedule our last talk because you went to the West Coast to perform on the showcase for Sway in the Morning.
I did. I
That's huge.
did.
What was that experience like for you this time?
We can't say much about it yet until they actually release it, but it just overall just a dope experience just to be in a room with such down to earth legends. You know, like I'm still fanning out, like, oh my God, I'm standing next. You know what I mean? And they just like, well, how you doing? You know, it's just
Right.
it's a different space to be in.
Right.
Definitely a different space. And it's so embracing when they reach out to you and request for you to come.
Right.
You know, like this wasn't based on a challenge or anything of that nature. It was just an email, like you were invited. I'm like, what? Oh, we catching a flight. We gone. You know,
Right. Right.
it was definitely sporadic, but man, that's the kind of business we in though.
Right.
You know, when those invites come, you either ready or you not. And I'm just thankful that I was actually able to do so this time.
Now, when you say uh when they release it, I heard
Mhm.
on the radio about, you know, they plan
I
on
mean,
doing
like the
something else, like
visuals.
putting it. Oh, the visuals. They
Yeah.
put it on. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it. I was
Did you
yo.
enjoy it?
Yeah, you know how I get. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. I'm like, girl, about to come up. About to come up.
I appreciate you like
Yeah.
that. The whole experience, just being in a room with those goats and watching them perform, it was just like, wow. I'm like actually in this room. I'm still in a space where I fan out over these legends. This is a legend.
Right.
Excuse me? I
Right.
mean, I'm not dumbing out, sweating, falling on the floor, but it's still like, oh my God, do you know who I'm standing next to? Type deal, you know? Like it's very Ugh, I don't even think I have a word to describe it. It was an out of body experience. You know, like for me to be standing next to horse and what? You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I grew up on their music. And like I'm
Right.
standing next to this man. It was just I love it here, for lack of better word.
All that is confirmation. That is confirmation to let you know to keep moving. To keep moving. These are all things that you had in your mind, and you actually made it
Mm,
happen. And you supposed to be standing next to them, like, I made this happen. I'm about to do the next thing.
you're right. You are absolutely right. I
That's
need
what.
my sister always talk to me like that. I just like I told you earlier, I still feel the same. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it takes for moments like that for me to be like, okay, well, you are not the same person you were. You know what I mean? Like it
Right.
takes those type of moments for me to see, like, okay, well, yeah, maybe you don't need to be outside on a block no more. Just an example, not to say that I am.
Right. 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 Right.
Just an
Right.
example, like you're not the same person you used to be.
Right.
You know, but it takes for those type of moments for me to have the realization of it because I still feel the same.
Right.
I still look, I got on scrubs right now. I literally just got off work. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this hustle don't stop.
Right. Did you do a bar for breakfast before you went in?
No, but I started vlogging. I started vlogging today. Nah, today was a heck of a day because I'm actually moving to a different house too. So
Okay.
it's been a week. Like so, when you said today was a day, I
Right.
felt you. I felt all of that. You know,
Right.
but bars for breakfast is something. My sister been on my butt about that too. I gotta do them more often. Definitely.
I want to take a pause for a second. I want to what up to my girl Smoke.
Okay. Smoke. She went downstairs. She is here though.
But see, this is what I like about y'all. Um, I'm a hood dude. So usually when I hang out and I meet females and they have their
Mhm.
friend or whatever, they be like, "Yeah, I want you to be my sister" or whatever. And we hang out and we have a good time. And then the next time I see her, I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on? How's your sister doing?" You know what they say?
I don't talk to her.
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened every single time. So
No, I heard.
I noticed y'all rock together. Y'all rock together.
Yeah,
Usually,
she ain't going nowhere. She's
it's
stuck with me. I don't
it's
give a damn if we don't like each other today. You be all right. You coming over tomorrow? It's one of those relationships. You ain't going nowhere.
you you watch Joe Budden ever? Joe Budden
Yeah.
podcast. Okay, so you know who Parks is, right?
Yeah.
So when I hear you in the background of her podcast, I'm like, see, that's so dope. She over there being Parks instead of hating. love it. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
I hear
That's
your
my
voice.
dog, man. I win, she win. You know what I mean?
That's how it's supposed to be. But anyway, the second time rocking on Sway in the morning, how do you feel that this one is different than the first one?
It was personal this time. Like the first time, it was a huge challenge, and it was my first time meeting them. You know, within the experience overall was insane. I have yet to match that feeling that I felt in that small studio room. You know, like that has yet to be matched. But this particular time, it was different because we were actually, and I say we, because Smoke was right there with me, we were able to actually have one-on-ones, you know, and actually talk to these legends. Like you see my personality, I see yours. It wasn't like a photo op opportunity, or no, like we were kicking it. You know what I mean? We actually sharing grapes and we breaking bread. Like it was way different.
Right.
Way, it was an intimate setting. You know, let your hair down. I actually got to give Sway some bully bites, some cookies. You know what I mean? I brought Tech a vinyl for of the project. Like it was different. It was one on one. You know what I mean? That was way different.
Yeah, I've heard DJ Revolution the day before I heard the performance.
Uh-huh.
I had to get out the car, but before I got out the car, I hear them like saying, "Yeah, we got new stuff by this person, and Pretty Bulli sent us some stuff." And I'm like, you see, Smoke will tell you when I hear stuff like that, and I be on Facebook, I mean on Instagram at like 6:30 in the morning. They just played the
Her.
they just played the record. I know she'd be like, "This psycho."
I appreciate you too. I swear I do.
I'd be
'Cause
excited though.
9 times out of 10, I'll be at work and I miss it. So I appreciate those messages. Like,
Right,
okay, yeah, what's up?
right. Now you've been on some other shows on Shave 5. What is the other time you went up there?
Rap is out of control. Um, Static. Yeah, those two. The Static Selector and Rap is out of control too.
Okay, well they may as well give you a job up there now.
Hey, listen, employ me. I'm pulling up. I'll find a hustle in there somewhere.
Right,
Absolutely. My sister got to come too, though.
right. What kind of feedback are you getting from the DJs and hosts and just the community at large from all those appearances up there?
I appreciate them. Shout out to Castle Money too, because he has good relationships with the guys
Right,
from Rap is Out of Control, you know. So we are I'm closer to them than I probably would be if it wasn't for him, you
right,
know. But when it comes to like DJ Revolution and things of that nature, they actually sent me an email after we came back from the last trip to Sway and asked me to send more music,
right,
you know. So that alone was a blessing. Like, absolutely, what would you like? You can have
right,
whatever you want from my catalog, whatever. So to be embraced like that, like their exact words was, "We want you to have more airtime." You know, like
right,
he literally said to my face, he said, "It's not fair. You're supposed to have more airtime." Like to hear that from a legend is like, damn, that means a lot.
right,
That means a lot. And I really appreciate that. And like you said, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm on to something.
right.
You know what I mean?
So when you look back at your career so far, at what moment do you feel like, yeah, I think I'm starting to break through. I'm starting to make some noise.
The breakup. The
Okay.
breakup did it for me. Because that was, now, industry wise, I would say then and now. Personally, it was the breakup.
Right.
Because the breakup was, it was vulnerability at a different level. It was so personal because it was literally about what just happened over the last course of the 6 months. of my relationship. But when it comes to, like I said, the industry wise, it would be then and now,
Mm-hmm.
because I was finding different ways to not be just so strategic. For example, with the breakup, it was only about that particular breakup that I had. Versus then and now, I was able to tap into different parts of my life, different situations that occurred, and I was able to portray it to an audience in a way that it left me vulnerable but not seen, if that makes sense. So I knew I was on to something. You
Right.
know, like I didn't know how to be vulnerable without feeling too exposed. But this was when I wrote this track Break. That was when I knew it was like, okay, I cried a couple times when I wrote it, but I knew that was the direction I needed to go in, you
Right.
know, and people related to it more because it was so vulnerable. And shout out to L Biz again, because he was the one that told me, he was like, "Sis, as soon as you can be completely transparent and vulnerable in your music, it's game over." And when I tell you, I felt the floodgates open as soon as I start talking about exactly what I feel, what I've been through. And I've always talked about my life, but it was always in a strategic way where I wasn't seen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I would make it bar heavy, so you really couldn't tell how I feel. I'm just talking shit, you
Right.
know. But now it hit a little different when you start really talking about what you feel.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would say then and now.
I was saying that when I first heard about you, it was with the then and now, the Castle
Hmm.
Music stuff. Well, before the last interview, I went back and listened to the catalog. I was like, this breakup thing is actually very, very dope. And what I liked about it, now that I think about it, is it's the precursor to the things that you're doing on Set It Off. I could
Mm.
feel the same thing, like when you listen to somebody and they talking about the streets and they talking about trapping or whatever, you can tell by the detail
Hmm.
if they really know what they talking about.
Absolutely.
So like the detail you went into on the breakup, I was like, oh, she really broke up with somebody. She really
Heavy.
broke up with
Right.
somebody. She really getting some things off of her chest. But that's dope.
Yeah.
That's what makes
Yeah.
it dope. Anybody can say a bunch
Absolutely.
of cliche stuff, but when you start going into detail about how you feel and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is real.
Yeah. That's a different lane too. You know, because if we could just be honest here, most rappers, they talk about one topic but in different ways.
Right,
They just flip it over a different beat. They talking about the same shit, but it's just over a different beat. And I refuse to be that.
right,
I refuse to be that. Like, especially when you have people that are looking forward to the music that you drop, they deserve to hear something different.
right,
Like the nerve of you to keep dropping the same shit over a different beat.
right,
That's just my personal opinion. You
right.
know?
So how do you balance staying true to Buffalo and your roots while also reaching a bigger stage in hip hop?
Man, I'm shit. For one, I'm still here. Like it's hard not to be true to something when you still in it, you
Mhm.
know. Like I was born and raised here. This will always be me. My family is here. My kids are here. I got two grandbabies is here. Like this is me,
Right,
you know. Like this will forever be me. To stay true to it, because a lot of people get blocked by futuristic. They get blocked from futuristic blessings by stagnating themselves to a city or a place or just trying to stay, oh, this my hood, I don't do that. I just stay true to who I am. I'm from here though.
right,
You feel what I'm saying? I'm true to my family.
right,
That and I just happen to be from Buffalo.
right. Hip hop is competitive, especially for women,
It
but you
is.
you always carry yourself with strength and confidence. What do you feel separates Pretty Bully from everybody else in the game right now?
I ain't competing with women. Point
Right,
blank period.
right, right,
I do not compete with women. At the end of the day, sis, I'm gonna root you on. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm gonna root you on. Like the fact that as women, we get blocked from certain opportunities or we don't get certain opportunities because we are women. Another female's not my competition. It's him. You feel me? If I can outspit him, out rap him, out concept him, now you looking.
right,
So that's what makes me a little different. I don't see it that way. I'm never gonna block a queen from something that we both trying to achieve.
right,
Never.
right,
But he can get his work.
right. Yeah, I
Nah, for real.
saw a thread on Facebook one day, and it named a female that could compete or beat most men, and I said easily, Pretty Bully will give
I
most
appreciate you.
men the work. She will work you over.
I appreciate you. You know what I don't like? Like, for example, you don't hear people comparing men.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to what they spit, how they spit it, they don't put men in comparison. They don't try to put them in groups of who is the best, this, that, and the third. But when it comes to women, it always happens.
Mm,
But as women, we have to be strong enough to overlook that. Don't fall victim to it. You know, because now just because he said that she was better than you, now you feel like you got a beef with her. Like, come on, ladies, get it together.
right,
They're the enemy. It's not us.
right. So, what do you want fans to take away when they listen to Set It Off from start to finish?
Mm, I want them to be able to feel the lyrics and be able to visualize them because it's one thing to listen to music, but to paint a clear picture while listening to it, that's a whole different ball game. So that was my goal here. I want y'all to be able to see my words. You know, like you looking off into it, like, damn, I remember that scene. Like that was my goal. If you didn't see the movie, you can see it when you listen to it. That
Right,
was my goal.
right. And see, that's what language and words are supposed to do. They are supposed to paint pictures. When you
Hmm.
say words, a picture is supposed to come in your head.
Yeah.
That's when I know something is dope. And that I find that most people that are very good at lyricism, they
Hmm.
have that understanding and they paint that picture, and people that are really fans, they like, oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Like when you said giving young MA vibes, but I like dude, a picture painted in my head, and I was like, she don't look like young MA to me. But
Heard. But the picture was there. I appreciate that.
right. The word painted the picture, and that's what it's supposed to do. Language is a powerful thing.
Hmm. Indeed.
You've been building a lot of momentum. What is next for Pretty Bully? You always moving around. You got any tours or collabos or projects we should look for?
No tours as of yet. Collabs, yes. I am working with a lot of different people. Um, I'm still working with Jooks. I'm a lot of New York. I don't want to drop anything yet. And then there's certain producers that haven't dropped the music yet, so it's not for me to tell. But I
Mhm.
am definitely planting seeds. No tour yet, but there will be a couple performances coming up soon in New York that I'll be posting.
Okay.
Yeah, look forward to that too. Shout out to all my bros in New York. I love them to pieces.
Lastly, for all the young artists, especially young women coming up watching you, what is the biggest piece of advice you'd want to leave them with?
Stay true to who you are because this industry, it, its job is to get in your head, you know, and it can turn you into something that you're not if you're not solid. Know who you are before you come into it. be stern on who you are before you come into it, because they can get you to teeter into something else quick if you ain't solid.
Right. Right. So where can people check you out as far as social media, website, all that kind of stuff?
My website is prettybully.com, and that is bully with an I. You can order your bully bites from there. You can see my latest releases from there and get those. I also have vinyl of the Set It Off project. Um, you can also see my performances that will be coming up soon, will also be posted on the site as well. You can follow me on IG at pretty underscore bully, Bulli. My Facebook page is I Am Pretty Bully. YouTube is Pretty Bully as well.
And before we get out of here, let's talk about this bully bites thing. Let's talk
Because I
let's
owe you some cookies.
let's talk about that. I actually am very excited to see the bully bites movement, because I know that music is kind of like an advertisement now. Music is not the main dish anymore. It brings
Right.
you use it to get people's attention and open doors and opportunities. And that's just another thing that I see that you're doing, that you're
Mhm.
winning in, as far as starting to take these other lanes to get some money.
Yeah.
Bully bites. Tell the people about bully bites. What's bully bites?
Bully Bites is actually my catering company. It's mostly sweets, cookies, cake, pie, things of that nature, but I also cater entrees as well. So it started many moons ago. Like, I'm always cooking for one. But the struggle that I was having, just to be honest, was trying to find merch
Mm-hmm.
for my music. You know, everybody always goes with the t-shirts or, you know, CDs and things of that nature. And CDs are never going out of style. So I ain't gonna hold you. I'll always have that. But it felt like I was forcing products down people's throats and I didn't like it. You know, so it wasn't until recently that I incorporated the two together. Like, a Bully Bites it was separate from what I did, if that
Right.
makes sense. I was doing it, but I didn't incorporate it with the music. So it wasn't until recently I literally started taking my menu of cookies to my shows as my merch. And I was selling out of them. I'm like, okay, well, shit. Like, they didn't even realize that I was an artist at some of these showcases that I went
Right.
to. They were just coming to purchase the cookies, you know, and then it's like, oh shit, you spit too, you know. So it was like I felt like I was onto something then, because I don't want to force feed people my music. I want you to get to know me and then want to buy it. You know
Right.
what I mean? So when I felt that that was happening organically, I said, oh, we on to something.
Yeah. See, that
You know?
that's the move.
Mhm.
I spent a lot of time away from hip hop, and I was doing business. And once you
Uh-huh.
start doing business, once you run a lawn service, people actually want to get their grass cut. You sell food, they actually it's easy money. After
Yep.
the struggle that you go through in hip hop, trying to get paid and trying to get yourself to the point where people want to pay you, and then you just step off and pull up in a taxi cab and they just hop in and pay you. You're like, wow, this is how business
Yep.
is done.
Pretty
This is how
much.
business is actually done. Oh, you want a sandwich? I'm cooking a sandwich. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty much.
So
It's crazy, right?
being able to combine the two, that is the lane. Especially now, because when I was coming up, you rapping or something, you had to pretend like you a superhero and all that kind of stuff. I like
Yeah.
now, I like now that when I talk to rappers, they be like, I just got off of work. You know what I'm saying? We used
Hmm.
to hide our identities. Don't let you don't even know my real name. You know my street name and all that. I love
Right.
that people get to be real people now. Like, oh, I'm over here with my kids and my grandkids right now. We'll
Hmm.
do the interview tomorrow. I got to pick my kids up from school.
Yeah.
I love that, because unless you've experienced the pressure of trying to be this superhuman and all that kind of stuff, and know you ain't there yet.
Right.
It's great. I'm happy for y'all.
I'm happy that it's happening too, because I've actually been a part of that transition when people will only show their rap names and this, that, and the
Right.
third. Like people were even asking me because my oldest grandson is 4. You
Mm,
know, I just had a new addition. He's 4 months. You know, but 4 years ago, people were like, oh, you don't tell them you're a grandmother. Why? That's my baby. I'm not
right.
old. I mean, shit, life happens, and
Right.
I'm a grandma.
Right.
You know, like I'm embracing my life and I'm okay with talking about it. A lot of people not comfortable with their own life. And that's
Right.
another problem. That's why they don't connect to their music because it ain't them.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, I feel like I know you and know all your business. I sit here and talk to you all
And do.
night. Big salute to the Pretty Bulli for coming back and blessing My Detroit Hustle TV once again. Make sure
Thank you
y'all
for
go
having
run up her numbers on that Set It Off project produced by P.A. Dre. Tap in with that powerful Black Queens video. Make sure you check her out in that dress.
me. Shout out to my sister for that. She got me dressed for that one. She like, you need something flowy. Like, you got it.
It's sundress season.
Yeah, it
Also,
is.
keep your ear out for the new single with Castle Honey Beats and all the moves she's making on Shade 45 and beyond. That show will be coming on coming on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, we here to bring you the world's hottest underground, independent, and unsigned hip hop. So if you rocking with what we do, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, share this interview with the culture. This is OG10 of My Detroit Hustle TV signing off. And remember to share that hustle.